Well, hi there. My name's Tad Tinker. Today we're going to be looking at the FreeBird by Clayton. It is a 1,387 square feet house. A couple different things we're going to be looking at this house, but the first one that really always stands out is the small footprint, but the spacious feel inside. So once you get inside, you'll be able to kind of feel what it's like to have that nice spacious feel, especially for an entry starting home. It's pretty great. And as usual, we'll start the tour with the exterior, kind of looking at the different features, and then we'll hop inside, really piece it apart, figure out what makes this house so special. And then at the end, we're gonna compare it to a couple different houses we have here on the lot in Spokane Valley. So starting with the exterior here of the FreeBird, you're gonna notice a lot of big windows, a lot of natural light when we step inside. For the exterior here, we have as a standard a 16-foot gable up front. You're gonna have a little 6-light window here. All of the doors on the exterior are well insulated, so they're not gonna be flimsy. It's really gonna add to the insulation and the sound barrier from outside. Outside, we're here on a busy street. Once we step inside, be sure to pay attention to the sound difference there. So this is a 36 by 52 inch window right here. As we kind of move around, you're gonna have an accent wall in the center, 2 big windows, 3 big windows on the outside. The exterior comes standard with 2 hose bibs and 2 exterior GFIs too, so no need to really add them, and it's all very well designed, the placement of them, so you're not running a bunch of extension cords, 3-4 things of garden hoses or anything. It's all well planned out. Then as we continue to kind of look around, you're going to notice a couple other things. The eaves are about 6 inches just because of DOT standards for transport. One thing that I absolutely love about this house is going to be the windows. So they're argon gas low E windows. So it just is another thing that kind of makes sense adding to the insulation quality. And that's why you got the Energy Star sticker on the front side right there. We'll take a look at that though. As we kind of walk around here, you'll notice it really is so much of a smaller footprint than you kind of think. Even from the outside, it just looks almost traditional, smaller size. But as we keep on going, you'll really kind of see how much bigger this house is to the eye. So as I said before, this is all 3/8 smart panel siding right here. So it's gonna help with your energy costs as well. Nice big trim around the windows, low E argon gas windows, as always. If you keep on coming, we're gonna get to a couple different hose bibs and GFIs back here. So if you look at the back here, you're gonna have one of your exterior doors right there, but they do have an option. Instead of having that front door be exterior, you could actually put it right over here on the side. So if you wanted a front loaded home, it is a possibility to do. Then as we keep making our way, again, notice the windows, the big size of the windows, a lot of natural light. Kind of can't wait to get inside so you can see it, especially at this time of the day. So you're gonna have an exterior GFI right there for you with another hose bib. So you have one on the front side, one on the back side. One of the things that are kind of responsible for it is that well-insulated exterior 9-light door. So it adds just another layer of natural light into the home itself. So come take a trip with me inside and feel how spacious your entry home could be. And as always, I've always said it, on all Clayton Temple models, take a peek at that. The Energy Star standard right here. Here we go. Now notice too, with that busy road outside, the noise that was out here compared to in here. You can't hear a single car. Now a couple things with this floor plan that I actually really enjoy. It is that kind of open floor concept without a bunch of wasted space. One of the best things I like about this home is the way each room is designed. You do have true full rooms. So you got your full living room here. You also have an intimate dining section right here. I don't know how many times that we've had, friends, Thanksgivings and everything, and while everyone's eating, all they can do is stare at the dirty plates that are in the kitchen. Here, it's very intimate. Everyone can see and hear each other. You're not looking down a whole hallway down the side of your house. Another thing I really like about this house is the front loaded entry option. So in the living room where that window is, you can do an alternate entry where the door actually goes there, just in case if it works better for your property to have a front loaded entry or a side loaded entry. It's really up to you. And as we move through the dining room, we're gonna look at the kitchen here. So the kitchen here, how we have this one dressed up, comes with a 27 cubic foot side-by-side stainless steel refrigerator. Now that's a little bit of an upgrade, but it's not a too terrible amount. So you can choose to either do the standard or upgrade it as we have it here. Either way, they kind of build it to fit. Now with the kitchen, you have a nice spacious island. Sometimes I love islands, but some designs where, you know, if you're opening the oven or the dishwasher, you're backed up against that island and it doesn't actually make sense. Again, another thing I'm going to talk about is all the designs here really do make sense. You can open it up, grab stuff if you need, and you're not stuck in this little mouse runway right here. As we keep kind of looking at this kitchen, and honestly throughout the whole house, you're going to see a lot of outlets, things that kind of make sense, that's designed with knowledge that a family or people are going to be living in here. And these are all real wood cabinets, which is fantastic. Nice spacious underneath, same with the up top as well. Good space there, lots of storage. And then, I mean, look at this. All around this fridge, you have additional cabinets, additional space, without being in an eyesore, too. That's a huge thing. All stainless steel appliances. That's standard. No need to upgrade there. You have a gooseneck faucet here. Again, the natural light in here is fantastic. Above the sink here, and then even over to the side entrance of this 9-light exterior door. So it's great here. And we do have a little bit of a flex room here. A lot of people I've seen, they put either a big stand-up freezer right here. This is a freezer receptacle, so it has its own dedicated breaker. And then this is where your water heater and your furnace is gonna be. Little bit of a laundry room right here as well. So your washer and dryer will stand here. You got shelving up here for any additional kind of goods that you might need. So both of these, as always, the Rheem eBuilt package for the furnace. Sorry, water heater and the furnace. Now, a couple different options you have with the eBuilt program. The standard you can do is just the E-Star certified. So that's going to have R38 in the ceilings. You're going to have R23 in the walls and R33 in the floors. Now you can opt for the eBuilt Plus package. This guy kind of comes with a hybrid water heater, a whole house fan, some additional insulation. It's one of the things that I really suggest, especially if you're going to be doing the heat pump. The heat pump here in the Spokane Valley for a house this size would save you around $1,200 annually in savings. Another thing about this that I really, really love this FreeBird and really all the Tempo models is the median age of first-time home buyers now in the country is around 40 years old. And that's gone up quite a bit since in the last decade. With this house being in just at over $104 per square foot, we can really kind of reverse that trend and, you know, get people to be able to build equity sooner rather than waiting as they go on in their life. So it's a smart decision, but it's a quality product. Sometimes, especially in houses, when you see the entry level stuff, there's all of these things you have to fix, all these things you have to upgrade. Whereas this, the standard features are top notch. So you're gonna have 2x6 exterior walls, engineered 2x4 interior walls. As you kind of go around, you'll notice, one, the sound difference, but the energy savings. Each window is argon gas treated, low E. Again, I can't stop saying it. So the main thing with this floor plan is it does not look boxy, and let me kind of explain why. The design through it is anything kind of but lazy. Each space really has its own purpose, from the living room being nice and open to even this divider right here to create an intimate section for the dining room. Every single room you walk into really has its own purpose. It's not just, oh, you know, what the market's calling for is open floor concept. Let's just wipe this out and make everything really open. So it's nice to have that true open concept, but sometimes you run into the issue of it feeling really boxy. So you might be thinking, well, it's all kind of basic, and frankly of the matter, it is, but it is everything that you need. So it gives you room to grow into the house. You can change things because you're not spending $500,000 to start out. It has everything you need to start, and then you can kind of experience and upgrade and move on as your family grows. But you can't beat the standard features in all the Tempo models. It's always been my favorite. It's something I'll keep waterboarding you with. I can't stop telling you how nice it is. You don't have to upgrade to get quality. Quality comes as a standard with these. As we walk into the master bedroom, it's nice, spacious. Again, makes sense. It's about a 12.5 by 13 foot space here. It's nice and square. Again, 2 big windows. So a lot of natural light, a lot of natural light. And here's gonna be the master bathroom. But before we get there, we're gonna take a look at this master closet. A little bit of a walk in here. It's nice and spacious as well. We've staged it with a bed right here, so it's great for reading and whatnot. Personally, I would always kind of move it over here to allow in a little bit more natural light. This room also comes wired and braced for a ceiling fan here. So with your choice, you can go ahead and run down to Costco or Lowe's and get the fan of your choice kind of plugged in there. Now we're gonna take a look at this master bathroom right here. You have a double vanity, 2 sinks. Again, all of this is standard. All of this storage area is standard. It's nice that they've kind of designed in with a little bit of an extra space back here to put anything. You could have a little get ready desk, whatever it may be. I would definitely have a whole locker full of my wife's makeup and get ready room right there. So it makes sense that you can kind of grow into it. You have a semi-private commode here. How it comes standard with this guy is going to be a 1-piece fiberglass walk-in shower. Again, as I've said in the other videos, the benefit to the 1-piece is you're not going to have these seam lines that are ripping or anything like that. And plus too, I tell people, you know, if you don't want to do the upgraded tile marble shower that they do offer, just go with the standard, because this is so much easier to remove and put in what you actually want. So there's no sense in sometimes paying for something that you're not going to love in 5 years. Just go with the standard. But I really do love the marble tile shower, so I would personally go for it because I don't need anything too fancy. But it's nice that you have these options, and the house isn't going to work against you as you grow. And so this bedroom, as I said before, is a 3-bed, 2-bath. Each of these bedrooms, the 2 additional guest bedrooms, are going to be the same size. So you won't have kids really fighting over it, but it's going to have the same amount of lighting as well. Nice and open. It's about a 9.5 foot room by about 13.5 feet as well. Alrighty, so now as you step into this room, you can see this is where I've been sleeping since I started working here at the Homeboys. Nice thing with this room as well is the outlets all around, the natural big window here for natural light, but the 2-inch blinds right here. So you can do a whole house setup of these blinds for right around $500 to $600. Depends on how many windows, but if you've ever installed blinds before, paying that much and having someone else do it, it's definitely worth it. And since the bedroom's the same size, the closet has to be the same size. So you're not gonna have anyone fighting over what is better for them. Just put your kids in here and keep going. In between these 2 guest bedrooms is the guest bathroom. So it's centrally located, it makes sense. Again, you're gonna have a 1-piece fiberglass tub shower combo that you can do in here. Again, you're not gonna be dealing with all the grout, things cracking, or even at worst, things leaking. It's gonna be nice there. So classic 1 vanity sink with the mirror, commode here. It's exactly what a guest bathroom needs to be. So another thing I want to touch on with the eBuilt package, because it comes so well insulated with all of the energy savings, from the windows to the additional installation, you'll have to do a whole house fan, because you know, if you don't open a door or window for a couple months, kind of stagnant air will start to sit. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna die if you take a nap or anything, but it's just another example about how well insulated this house is, the fact that you have to do a whole house fan. So again, with that eBuilt package, a couple extra little details that are, I think, exciting. You open up this breaker box, you got all of your classic stuff that the house is already running off of, but you have just about 12 or 13 additional breaker spots to kind of put in. So you can have your J-box outside, you can hook up your camper, heat pump, which I always suggest the heat pump, especially in Spokane Valley area. As another detail or feature you will see with the kind of eBuilt package is you get this programmable EcoBee thermostat throughout. If you do the eBuilt package plus too, it also comes wind and solar ready. So if you're going off grid or you just want to save a couple extra bucks, you can directly hook in your solar panels, wiring underneath the house, and stage it however you'd like, whatever makes sense for you guys. So a couple things with the Tempo series. Generally, not a whole lot of changes are available. There are a couple, and there's a couple upgrades, but nothing where, you know, sometimes if you see a product online, you're like, oh, that's great. You think it's a price, then you go in and find out it's actually $10,000 to $12,000 more because of X, Y, Z. Whereas in the Tempos, you don't really have that issue. I mean, you get an 80-pound snow load. How we've dressed it up here on our lot, the total options that we've tossed into it is just under $8,000. So that's with an 80-pound snow load, which generally people, especially here in the Spokane Valley, don't require that. As you kind of look at different things, those blinds that I was talking about, the bigger fridge here, one thing I'll tell people too is if you do want to go with a much bigger fridge, go with the standard features, you know, and then wait till Black Friday or something like that at Costco and put the fridge in that you like. You don't have to do these upgrades to make value in this home. It's really kind of up to you. As we kind of look more at stuff, you know, you have a garbage disposal as well. The eBuilt Plus package, I really do think is a no-brainer. If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right. Get that heat pump in there. We always ship loose some paint with you guys. The biggest thing too, one thing that I really like that's not a really big upgrade are freezer receptacles. You can have a dedicated outlet for, you know, a stand-up freezer or a chest freezer, but it has its own dedicated breaker. So let's say you have too much going on, you know, blow drying hair in here, 4 crock pots, whatever it might be. If a breaker pops, it's not going to turn off your freezer. So you're not going to lose all of that meat and everything that you have in that freezer. It's on its own breaker. So one thing also that I really enjoy about these Tempo series, they all have creative names. It's not just a, you know, ID number followed by the size. For example, this floor plan that we're talking about today is called the FreeBird. Now, call me a romantic, but kind of looking into the name of it, it really does make sense because one, for the price, it offers you a lot of freedom. You're not married to that mortgage payment every single month. Like I said, it's just over $104 per square foot for this one. It's, you know, great entry starting home, but it's not one of those where it feels like a starting home. It's not a box that you're living in. Everything, as I said before, each space and room is designed with a purpose, and you kind of feel that. So when you come down to our Spokane Valley, definitely walk through this one. Now, I will admit on the outside, it's not as fancy as some of our others, but for that price and all of the design that goes into it, no wasted space, functionality, and energy savings, I don't think it could make more sense for a family starting out. Or even if you're looking to downsize and retire, it's one that gets built quickly enough, the footprint's small enough to fit just about every piece of property, and you're not working against your house. There's space to grow into it. And again, for the 18th time, it just makes sense, this floor plan does. So if you come on down to our Spokane Valley lot, I would encourage you not only to kind of look at this FreeBird, but a couple other houses as well. One of them being, you know, I do love this FreeBird, but if you need a little bit more space, maybe you got a couple kids on the way, or you just need some more space, the Rocketman is another great alternative. It has all of the same energy kind of savings that this one does. It's built from the same factory, quality ingredients going into that build, but you boast a little bit more square footage. So a lot more room to grow in. It has a secondary living room too. Another option to also kind of compare this one to would be the Here Comes the Sun. So I talked about how if you need a little bit more space, a little bit more room to grow, the Rocketman's great because it boasts a lot bigger of a profile. But if you don't need something as big and you're looking for even better of a price point, the Here Comes the Sun. It's absolutely fantastic. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bath. The nice thing with that one is the master bedroom is kind of centrally located, so you're pretty close to your kids' rooms or troublemakers' rooms, however you want to put it. So it's a little bit different of a flow, still the same smart design, and each room really has a purpose. It's not like you're walking aimlessly through your house, and that's kind of where the box feeling comes from. So the FreeBird, the Here Comes the Sun, and the Rocketman are all 3 very worthy floor plans to take a gander at. So definitely, you know, don't take my word for it. And it's great that you're watching videos and everything, but come on down to our Spokane Valley display lot. We have 17 homes here, so you can walk through each one, see the feel of it, and, you know, hopefully be looking at your new future home, whether you're a first-time home buyer, downsizing, or you're just looking for a new chapter in life. We have a little bit of everything, but we can't forget about our Tri-Cities location too. They have a lot of amazing homes there, especially with the Tempo series. So if you're looking for something a little bit different than that FreeBird, you know, the Johnny B. Goods down there, there's a couple other amazing homes to look at there too. So be sure to check out Tri-Cities and our Spokane Valley lot, whichever one you're closer to.